I'm not sure where this video is going to go. I do know, however, that a subject has come up, a point that I had observed and gained for myself in a past experience. And I know that when a point comes up that people need to know, that old saying, for whom does the bell toll? So there's something in this that's going to come out of me, and I don't know what it is. But as always, I'm on a journey of authenticity. And I can do this. The last time I saw Squatch, it was when everybody's minds had gone haywire. And I had brought him slippers for his feet because he had walked across glass in bare feet to get away from the person that he chooses to attach himself to as like a karmic debt. Thankfully, I always have tissues on hand. And he was letting me in because he knew I loved him. That I would forgive and forget absolutely everything. And I would walk through hell for him. But the one thing that stopped him was the loss of Bink, the dog. And as I walked away, I realized that all he had to do was allow for us to mourn together. And when things start moving really fast spiritually and a lot of understandings come in and I know that I need a break, I'll just binge watch something. So I was binge watching The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And the point was made in one of the episodes to share the pain of loss. And it's true, too many couples, they lose a child and they think they're alone, like the other one can't empathize with them, that they couldn't possibly understand. I think we've all experienced loss tied to regret. The one thing Squatch had said was, "Don't make me regret giving you this puppy." And my response was, I can't make you feel anything. We're responsible for our own emotions. We could choose to regret, or we could choose to accept. Out of that litter, the ones that Squatch had to control and determine who those puppies went to, the woman that he chose to continue to be in relationship with, whether a relationship is as an enemy or as a lover, as a necessary evil or as family and friend, you're choosing a relationship. And so he chose to continue focusing his relationship and putting all relationship and emotional energy into the person who raped his dog the one he had to control, the dog he had to have, even though he didn't have the means to take care of any dogs. Another one, the last time I saw that dog, it was chained with a heavy chain and a huge collar used for breeding by a man who is also being magically and psychically manipulated by the same woman who raped the dog he had to have control over. If anybody thinks that the people in Slab City want to see those dogs go out and have a good home and a normal, happy, healthy life, they're wrong. There is a segment in Slab City that trains the dogs to kill other dogs, and they don't want the dogs to leave because dogs are power there in the slabs, and they help determine the hierarchy. And people, it didn't even click to me. One woman, Michaela, she had a litter of dogs, and they had to be named after food. Oh, and get all their shots. And that was when I first got there in the slabs. It wasn't until, I was leaving that it was dawned on me, when I got so involved in the dog mentality. The reason the dogs had to be named after food is that you had to accept that those dogs were going to be the losing dogs in the dog battles. They were going to be trained to be bait for the hierarchy's killer dogs. So, how weird. That went from the importance of allowing each other to share the pain of loss, especially couples who are torn apart by losing children. Parents torn apart mourn with the children who were torn apart from the parents, mourn the loss of the time you could have had together. Especially, as parents, we all try to do the right thing. My intention was to preserve my children's right to self-determination, to love themselves. I taught them my body, my space. I left a man because he playfully pat my oldest daughter on the butt. I asked her, did she want him to do that? She said no, and I told him, she doesn't want you to do that. My mother was angry and turned against me because when my children, even before they could speak, if they pulled away, when grandma wanted a kiss, and it was, oh, give grandma a kiss, give grandma a kiss, their no meant no, and I defended their right to that no. And even if they said it to me, I remember with the little ones, I would say, can I spank your butt? No. I'd say, can I blow in your ear? No. Can I nummy yummy yummy you? And they'd run off squealing, no. And then they would always come back and give me a hug or whatever it was. because I respected their no, I didn't take it personally. I always received more from my children. And people did not like that. So that's another instance in my life that I'm not allowed to share the mourning process with those I would love. Because love is an action word. Love for humanity, love will well up in me for anybody. I've told 1,000,000 people that I love them, and I meant it. Every vibrational ounce of my being. But to love somebody is to share in that emotional energy actively. Whether it feels good or not, whether it involves pain in letting go of fears and insecurities. And if we're not allowed to do that, if we don't allow ourselves that, even if we have to do it alone, then we can't wholly, authentically be ourselves. We cannot create better things for ourselves. We cannot create a new world, a new earth, a new kind of relationship, a better future, a better life. And I guess that's the point of all this, is I didn't allow myself to mourn and consider mourning with others. I've always had to be emotionally independent. Learn how to be emotionally responsible. Learn how to differentiate in my empathy what's mine and what I was absorbing from the people around me. And so, true to the trumpet's call, for whom does that bell toll? It tolled for me. And I chose to share my journey through it. Because it's what I need. And it could be what somebody else needs.